Hey everybody, welcome to a Market Minute. High seas is out. We're all pirates now, and we got 6 cards to talk about. Let's dive in. First one up is Three of a Kind, currently sitting at $13.49 on TCG Player for the non-foil, $18.96 for the rainbow foil. We're sitting at 53 non-foils, 28 rainbow foils. This card, it was obviously from the chart, you can see that there was a wait on this one for the BNR to come out, and there was maybe a possibility that it catches that ban, but it did not. So you can see from the 3-month high low right before high seas was announced, we're at $3.50. $16 is now the high, so we're sitting just a little bit below that. And it's very possible that Marlin plays this in a red line version. So that's why we're seeing this price up right now. Keep an eye on this one. If it turns out that Marlin runs this and Marlin's in the meta, that we could see this move up a little bit more than this. I retraced the past. This one coming from the Hunted, the very last set. When this card dropped, there wasn't really much buzz about it because it really needed that Bonds of Ancestry back. We got Bonds back in the latest BNR. And here we are now, currently sitting at $12.47 for the non-foil, $18.97 for the rainbow foil. Currently, inventory is quite large on this one since, just coming from the Hunted at 130 non-foils on TCG Player. We got 45 rainbow foils. 3-month high-low, again, because this card really did not have a place. Katsu did not really have a place either before the BNR gave him back Bonds of Ancestry Red. Sitting at 97 cents for the low, $19.99 on the high end, and that is right off of that BNR announcement. One thing to note on this one, as I was looking it up, we currently have a quantity of 63 sitting at $12.99. That's a pretty heavy wall to bust through at $12.99, depending on how that price adjusts. But that's a lot of sell-through to get through that and move past that price point. So keep an eye on that. We really just have to see if Katsu finds a place in these national season coming up, and if he does, maybe we start seeing this card move even more and see how that adjusts. But really right now, this one, maybe Katsu has a place, maybe he doesn't. It is unclear right now, but he could make a breakout in the national seasons coming up. All right, Crown of Dominion, pretty obvious one here. TCG Player, currently the rainbow foils are at $95. The gold foils are at $135. Pirates, they love their golds. No surprise that this card's going up. Inventory as of recording right now, 3 rainbow foils, 9 cold foils. Note that those cold foils are not the Marvel. The Marvel's at $299 right now. This card did have 3 different versions. 3-month high low, we've seen $46.95 for the low, $119.99 for the high. So on those rainbow foils, we're not quite at that high mark yet, but with this low inventory, and if a pirate shows up this weekend or next weekend or in that season with a Crown of Dominion and does well on stream, you better believe that this inventory will basically disappear because there's just not a lot of them out there. So keep an eye on this one. Maybe if you have one you can look to that's collecting dust and you don't want to play pirates, then maybe you can flip this into some new cards and maybe a new deck or so. Call to the Grave. So this card, very interesting. Non-foil is sitting at $28.99. Rainbow foil is sitting at $55.98. Inventory 68 currently. The non-foils 22 rainbow foils. 3-month high low. Low sitting at $13. We're still in the before times of high seas on this one. And the high $49.99. That obviously, you can see from the graph, the hype of high seas definitely pushed this card to the max. And this card has had a lot of hype since it was released in Rosetta way back when. This was obviously a one-of in the Gravy Bones deck, which the Gravy Bones deck is going to be pretty widespread. On this one, I have a little bit of a different take. We probably see this go down a little bit more, but every person that picks up a Gravy Bones deck that doesn't already have this card needs 2 more copies of this card. Currently at 68 on TCG, or 68 quantity. So keep that in mind. I think this card, we see this maybe go down a little bit and then we see it come back up. Maybe grab your copies now or next couple weeks while Gravy Bones decks are being sold and ripped open and played and things like that, and maybe more come on to the market as some people open Gravy Bones for singles. But I think in the long term, 6 months or so, we know Gravy's going to be around for a year plus because of that multiplier on the LL system. This one probably bounces back. My advice was maybe think about getting them now if you don't have them. Rapid Fire. All right, this card going all the way back to Arcane Rising. Currently sitting at $3.49. Rainbow foil sitting at $5.30. Inventory 140 non-foils, 43 rainbow foils. Again, these a little bit harder to pull, super rare rainbow foils in Arcane Rising, but not as bad as the Majestics. I would say this one is interesting overall, right? Maybe Marlin has a red line that wants to give a lot of arrows go again, and that reload is pretty key for her. And that's why we're seeing this, right? We see the big bump on the chart from the BNR announcement with 3 of a kind not being banned. These two cards are linked together. And 12 cents is the low on this guy in the 3 months, right? So no one was looking at this card before high seas, and now it's $3.50. But there's a lot to get through. It'll be interesting to see where this one plays out. This one could fall right back to 12 cents, right? If it is not found in any Marlin decks. But if this is a staple card for Marlin, you better watch out. This card could be moving upward. All right, Amnesia from Outsiders, currently sitting at $11 for the non-foil, $14.50 for the rainbow foil. Inventory sitting at 44 non-foils, 23 rainbow foils. High-low on this one, $6.25. High, $13. So we're sitting very close to that high bar, right? On this one, I think this is very interesting. We could see this move. This card's always just been sitting around waiting for its time. It gets some play into ninjas, right? Looking for those names. But with the high seas, it's got maybe a little bit more utility, right? If the Marlin decks are running harpoons and that becomes prevalent, all of a sudden harpoons are no longer harpoons, right? They don't have that name. If Puffin becomes a meta character, meta player, Cogs are no longer Cogs, right? So you can't tap Cogs. There's a lot of different applications for this, and I think the applications are growing with this card, so it's worth keeping an eye on right now. It is a red 2 cost, 6 power, 3 blocks, so we know these are quite strong, and these flex in and out with CNC and other 2 cost 6 attacks, weakest link, etc. So just keep an eye on this one. Maybe if you don't have 3 of them right now, maybe you grab them just in case the meta shifts to a place where you want to be deleting names off of cards. And that's all I got for you guys. Thanks for watching, and good luck at your pre-releases, matey.